I just need your flair. Freak child's coffee, now it's my kind of affair. Acer lit a smoke, blinked once then sighed. That priceless lighter, baby, it's been chase-ified. You're here for the blinds, I'm here for the buzz. Like a glittered up raccoon with a god complex. Just because. Catch me if you can, Syndicate elite. Your roster's full of killers, but I'm light on my feet. I don't play a hand, but your table's been pranked. I'm the klepto kingpin, and you are my bank. Millie Porter wine, turned once it's gone. She suspects the dealer, but that read is so wrong. You built a fortress of cold calculation, but I'm the true ghost who runs this operation. I'm the sparkle in the dark, the thief in shiny slacks. I am the one who's out to steal more than just your stare. Catch me if you can, freak child's crew. Your poker face is fierce, but my fingers are too. I don't need the glory, I just need your stash and a place in your nightmares where I make a dash. Oh, the Syndicate plots, the Syndicate plans, but you never saw me swipe your bands. That's not luck, that's not fate, that's me in your backpack stealing your van.
And is it really? Or is it just a figment of your imagination? It's the Chase series. Where's Chase? Game number 6, the final game. Who will catch that little kleptomaniac bastard tonight? Will it be Daniel again? We don't know. But this is the final chase of the Where's Chase series, where everybody is looking to knock each other out, but also find that little thief. It's the Syndicate Poker Club, playing live on pokernow.club, a free-to-play poker site, a free-to-play poker client. Everything's free. Nobody's playing for money. They're playing for pride and playing to kick the living crap out of that Joker wannabe, as they call him, Chase. Lots of interesting rules in the Chase game. It is an unstandard game of unstandard rules, of unstandard crap, of unstandard who knows what in the hell's going on. This ain't your normal poker. This ain't your mama's poker. This ain't grandpa's poker. This is Where's Chase with the Syndicate Poker Club, where we play for free, but we play for real. A Syndicate bounty series in which everybody will be trying to knock each other out for extra points on a leaderboard. But if they find Chase, they get an extra 3 points on top of that. But if you're holding Chase, well, guess what? He takes a point away from you on the leaderboard. As we get ready to shuffle up and deal, starting with No Limit Hold'em, we will move on to Pot Limit Omaha after about 7 hands for 2 hands, and then Omaha High-Low, as we've got a humongous handful of players for tonight's game. Okay, it's not humongous, it's 12, I think. But they're all here, and they're all ready to play and find Chase. We'll introduce you to the players here in just a second as everybody gets rolling on this first hand. Let's take a look at the poker now, the leaderboard for the Where's Chase series. As it stands going into this final game, Daniel Biscuit is leading the pack with a total of 67 points. Neon 10, who did not make this game, I did not see him on the list of game participants, did not make tonight's game, it looks like, was sitting in second. Daniel Biscuit sitting with a commanding lead, having taken 16 bounties, as well as finding Chase. Actually, that's not correct. It's only showing 2. He's found Chase 3 out of the 5 times. And that kind of breaks down the entire leaderboard for you as it stands tonight. Anybody could walk away a winner tonight. Chase threatening that he's going to be the one taking the crown anyway, because he's a conceited little bastard. 2 tables of play tonight. Let's go check in on table 1 to start things off, where we have Daniel Biscuit, our current leader, Boss, Biggie Large, Casely, Millie, and Leary Alice all sitting at this table number 1, as they have a Jack 3-6 sitting on this flop, as it's known in Texas Hold'em, Texas No Limit Hold'em, pardon my French. Somebody is already hiding Chase at this point in the game. Nobody knows who it is. You never know where Chase is hiding until somebody is knocked out who has been hiding him. But we will always let you know where Chase was hiding when the time comes. And Biggie Large is timing out, so let's just give you the full roster of everybody that's playing tonight. We got Jam Rock and Roll, Leary Alice, Molly Mary, Daniel Biscuit, Casely, Millie, Boss, Quadzilla making an appearance in this last game. Apparently him and Chase were having some words earlier today. Ika Kika, 4 King Ace-Hole, Biggie Large, and No Fold Frank, all on the starting roster tonight. 12 players in the mix for tonight's game. And, of course, we've missed out what happened on first hand of table number 2, or table number 1. So we have no idea what happened there. Daniel Biscuit sporting his avatar over at PokerNow.club of his rendition of Where's Chase on tonight's game. Blind bets are set at 10-20. These are forced bets that are put down by players known in the small and big blind. They are to the left of the dealer button. That's that little white D you see sitting right there with Casely. She's the dealer. To the left of her would be the small blind Millie. To the left of Millie would be the big blind Leary Alice. They had to put in 10 and 20 respectively. Before any cards were dealt, 2 cards are dealt out, and then community cards are all popped in there. We will walk you through that as we get into another hand over on table 2 after this. Leary Alice and Boss going heads up on this one. Boss taking this one down with a pair of kings. So that's what we got going on over at table 1. Let's go take a peek at table number 2, where we have Jam Rock and Roll, Molly Mary, Ika Kika, Quadzilla, No Fold Frank, and 4 King Ace-Hole, all sitting here at this table. As we said, there are 2 forced bets that are put in before any cards are dealt out. That was the 10 and the 20. Then cards are dealt out. 2 cards face down to every player. Then to the left of the big blind, that was the 20. That was No Fold Frank. He then can fold, call, or raise after it goes all the way back around. 3 community cards are dealt out to all the players. That's the Queen Jack 7 that you see. A round of betting then goes. The players can use all 5 or all 3 or all 2 or however many cards they need to make the best 5-card hand out of all these community cards that are on the table. And the best hand wins. Whatever you do, if you've got pocket jacks in your hand with your 2 cards face down that you're holding, if you're playing with the Syndicate, you do not want those. Ika Kika with Big Slick, Ace-King suited as the straight known as Broadway. An ace-high straight, 10 to the ace. And there you go. There's a big hand for you as Ika Kika takes a little bit of a charming few chips from our other players at the table. Chase currently hiding with one of the players. If any of the players knock out a player who is hiding Chase, they get an extra 3 points on the leaderboard that we just showed you. But throughout the game, we'll also show you the leaderboard of the chip stacks as the game goes on. And we'll play a little music from time to time for you as well. Don't worry about that. You won't have to listen to my voice without any sound effects or anything like that. Because for some reason they're not piping in again, and we're having audio issues getting that piped in. We will get that sorted out one of these days. But until then, you're watching the Syndicate's free roll. Where's Chase? Final game, the final chase. Game number 6. Jam Rock and Roll and Ika Kika will split that pot. So get the soy sauce out. That's a little bit of chop suey. It's a chop pot. Chase still hiding out with one of the players. He will move to another player here in about another minute and a half as the blinds go up. They go up regularly. Usually they go up regularly, but not in the case of Where's Chase. They go up randomly. 2 pairs sitting on this board. Everybody hanging in there except for Molly Mary with 8s and 3s. There are 2 clubs on the board, though. An 8 and a 3 of clubs. Everybody's checking this one around. Quadzilla will go for an extra 20 on this one. Kind of a feeler bet for you. Jammer will be out. 20 chips from Ika will take it. To see a river card of a 4 diamond or 4 hearts. And a 2 pair with the ace kicker, 8s and 3s. We'll take that one down for a small little pot for Quadzilla. And, you know, lo and behold, I did not think that we would use the chop pot, overlay tonight. At least not in a Hold'em hand, that's for sure. Big flop coming out on this hand. Ace, ace, queen. 2 clubs sitting out there, an ace and a queen. We had 2 clubs of aces, and we'd have a serious fucking problem. 5 of spades comes. Jam Rock and Roll in the action. He'll go 100. Molly Mary goes 100. Quadzilla making his first and only appearance, as this is being the last game of the Chase series. An 8 of clubs comes out on the river. Jam Rock and Roll. We'll have a think about this one before making any kind of decisions. His decisions are to, well, in this case, bet or check. He could have folded, but that would have been stupid. They are in a hand of Pot Limit Omaha. Best 5 cards win. Each player is dealt 4 cards face down. He had a full house on that. Each player is dealt 4 cards face down, but each player must use 2 of their 4 cards. The board does not play. It is a community board in which they can still make the best 5-card hand out of all those cards that are on the board and showing. Molly Mary will just take this one away with little to no effort as everybody folds out. But everybody must use at least 2 cards from their own hand and 3 cards from the board in order to make the best 5-card hand, unlike No Limit Hold'em, where you can use just 1 card from your hand. And in some cases, the board actually will be better than what the players are holding. It happens from time to time. That's when we really love using the chop suey chop pot overlay. Everybody checking around on this Omaha hand. 8, queen of diamonds, ace of spades. 40 from Quadzilla will be called by Jam Rock and Roll, Molly Mary, and Ika Kika. Molly Mary in the action. Molly Mary just recently was a winner in a flight, as they call it, for a little tournament called the Sethi 20K free roll, I believe is what it was. She got a chance to play with some of the other winners. There were, I think, 5 different games. She ended up winning 1 game, and she is going to be going to... Where the hell are you going, Molly? I don't even remember, but she's going to the lodge, a different lodge casino. It's not the one here in Colorado, but she's going to a lodge, or something, rather. I don't know where the hell she's going. Anyway, she's going to be on an actual live stream, playing live. Physical cards. Not this online shit. It'll be a real life. and we wish her luck. I think it's a $2,000 buy-in on that. That's an actual real-life poker game. But we will be seeing Molly Mary representing the Syndicate and Poker Now at that little tournament there on the 17th of October, coming up here shortly. And it's in Austin, I don't know, it's in whatever fucking country I can't pronounce. So fuck it. Wherever the hell, you people can read the goddamn script. That's where she's going. I can't say it. Maybe I should move there. That's where they say, keep Austin weird, right? I belong there. It's table 2. We are going to duck out as we get done here. On this hand, between Molly Mary and No Fold Frank, whose on-screen stats we have fixed. Frank will be happy to hear about that. He no longer lives in his mom's basement. So there we go. Let's go check in on our other weirdos of the Syndicate Poker Club. All hanging out over here on table number 1. Daniel, Boss, Biggie Large, Casely, Millie, and Leary Alice. Biggie Large taking down a hand right here. As we go back into No Limit Omaha, No Limit Hold'em. And Chase also, by the way, has moved to another player. He's been very quiet today. Not sure why. But he is sitting with a whole nother player than he was sitting with, possibly. Or he is still sitting with another player. Again, we never know. We'll never know where Chase is hiding out. But he's on a table somewhere. Lines are up to 20-40. Daniel is our dealer. He will limp in for the 40. Boss will fold out. Biggie Large Casely staying in it here. 5-8-6. Rainbowed up on the flop. Little tiny flop out there. Biggie Large checks over to Casely. She will take some time checking over to Daniel. Goes $140. Biggie Large folding out. Casely will not go with that either. So Daniel will take that with a pair of 8s. He shows right about there. Chip Stack's not doing anything really too spectacular, and apparently they're not doing jack shit because they're not there. Did not know that. News to me. I just work here, so pardon me on that one. I got everybody all excited about that, and it just did not materialize for us for whatever reason. Queen 9-10 on this flop. And now we have a jack. Boy, if that isn't a straight waiting to happen, I don't know what is. 2 diamonds on the board, 2 clubs on the board. 9-10 of clubs, jack queen of diamonds. $120 going around. Millie, Casely, and Daniel will hang tight with this one. And Casely will take that one down with the straight, king high. And there's where we are at this point. And there's our wonderful chipboard of your top 10 sitting so far at the moment. Molly Mary, No Fold Frank hitting the top 2 spots. Everybody kind of holding on to their original chips so far. Four King Ace Hole sitting in the 10th player spot at the moment. Down below the screen, sitting a little bit lower, we got Leary Alice and Quadzilla. Not making that top 10 quite yet, but anything can happen as we continue on with the game. If nobody gets knocked out, Chase will probably move. Well, if nobody gets knocked out, Chase will move. But if somebody does get knocked out, Chase may still move. As the blind timer times down, blinds will be going up. We got a 3 of spades on the river. Everybody checks it around over to Casely, who's going to pop in an extra 40 looking for donations. and get some donations from Biggie Large, as she has 2 pair of Kings over 10s to pop that one around. So there we are. And there he goes. Hotshot Chase is bouncing off to yet another player of the Syndicate to hide with as the blinds go up 30-60. Millie raising it up pre-flop, 10-Jack-8, rainbowed. As we are on our 3rd round of blinds here. And Chase's 3rd time of hiding amongst the player. Millie playing her pocket aces hard and heavy. Playing it kind of safe there. Bet everybody out and get the hand the fuck over with. And that's how it's done. The Syndicate Poker Club, if you want to find out more about the Syndicate Poker Club, check out the website. All sorts of good information there. The backstory of the Syndicate, player profiles, game links, game series, stats, how to join the Syndicate, live stream links, which you probably don't need if you're watching a live stream right now. SyndicatePokerClub.com. The Syndicate Poker Club, playing for free, but playing for real over at PokerNow.club. A free-to-play poker site where you too can play. So check out PokerNow.club. Join up. Come see us if you're a poker player. We'll put you on the roster, and you can come play stupid shit like this with us, too. Molly Mary in the action against Ika Kika. Ika Kika putting her under the gun, and she will fold out as table number 2 goes into another hand of Pot Limit Omaha, where only the high hand will win this one. Omaha, known to be a very big split pot game, especially when they get into the Omaha high-low, which comes up after just another hand here. They will play a hand of high-low, where there's a high winner and a low winner. Everybody playing this one except Molly Mary. 60 to go from quad. 4 king will play. Jammer stays in, so does Ika. 3 of diamonds comes out on the turn. Everybody checking around at Ika. Getting aggressive with 60. Ika playing very well this morning. In the earlier horizon. 120 from Ika. And Ika had the straight, but forking ace-hole, being the forking ace-hole that he is, rivered out a flush on her to take that hand. What a dick. Speaking of dicks, we here in the broadcast studio had a small problem with poor Frank, so we have to do him a solid. This is the proper overlay for Frank now on the player profiles with the Syndicate. His favorite game variant is 5-card Omaha. He no longer lives in his mom's basement. He's actually from Galveston, Texas. He's a mid-something as far as age. Does not have a Syndicate overall ranking as of yet. He is a seasoned MIT player, which is 5-card Omaha. His best season sit-and-go ranking over at PokerNow.club is 11th, and he's won 2 of the Syndicate Series games overall in his accolades here with the Syndicate. So, anyway, there you go, Frank. We had to do you a solid and make everything better for you. So now you're proper, and there you go. Everybody making comments about the broadcasting booth. So fuck you guys too. I can read that shit. Anyway, a Queen of Hearts comes on the river for somebody else to have their heart broken, which means we have to cue up the music. Yeah, and we can cue up the music here tonight. But it wasn't the River of Tears, but it could have been. But Jam Rock and Roll will take that one down. I'm going to take a break off the mic. Here's a Syndicate original song. This one's called River of Tears. You guys can find this on the Syndicate music albums. One of them called All In, All Wrong, which is all the funny songs. And then we have another one called the Syndicate Sessions, which is all the theme songs from all the different broadcasted series here on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Click that notification bell or mash it or stash it or crash it or whatever the fuck it is these kids say nowadays.
Goddamn kids, what the hell are they talking about? I don't get this shit, man. Hey, get over here. Play fucking music, bitch.
Alright, I got it. I don't know what that was. I've lost my mind. I need more coffee. I'll be back in a second.
This one's for the grinders, the ghosts of bankrolls past, and everyone who's ever lost to a guy named Ricky, holding 6'9" offsuit on a prayer.
I had the nuts on the turn, felt like a king, counting my chips, hearing the angels sing. He called my shove like he couldn't care less, said let's see what happens, oh no this fucking ass. Board paired the river, my soul took a hit, he slow rolled me quads while eating Cool Ranch chips. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes, now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. Another day, another dollar lost, flopped a straight thought, I'll show him who's boss. He called with two pair, weak as can be, then the board paired up naturally. He fist bumped the guy in a Scooby-Doo hat while I stared at the felt flat on my back. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes, now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. I once believed in math, in discipline, in range, but now I believe in bad beats and emotional change. They say variance, I say witchcraft. They say don't tilt, I say laugh on my behalf. Out my chips, walked into the night, past the neon sign and the soda Sprite light. My bankroll's gone, but my soul remains, scarred by maniacs and psychic pains. If you see me wandering with hollow eyes, just know the river's where my sanity lies. Down by the river of tears, where straights get cracked and you face your fears. It's not just the cards, it's the pain of the peers who hit runner and then cheers. Yeah, I'll see you again on that river of tears.
And there it is, The River of Tears, the classic song that explains everything that happens in online poker. There's also the turn of turmoil. That does happen from time to time. We did get to have a little chop pot right there as we started playing the song. And Chase has moved on to another player as the blinds have gone up to 40-80. And they will only be going for about another 6 minutes before Chase may or may not move again. Molly Mary taking this one down with a nice little 2960 on that pot. Over here on table 2 of the Syndicate Poker Clubs, where's Chase? Final game. 12 players in tonight's game. Everybody vying for some more points towards the leaderboard to see who's going to take home the pride. Or whatever it is they're taking home. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody yet. But thanks for playing. We got a 9-8-6 on the board here that flops out with 2 clubs, a 9 and a 6 of clubs, and 8 of diamonds. As Quadzilla goes 80, no fold Frank, no longer the basement dweller, calls it. Everybody's going to pop in there. Quadzilla making big enough bet to take that one down. Nika Kika would have had a straight. And it's quite possible that so did Quads. But he's not sharing. Just like the woman he is, he doesn't kiss and tell. 80 to go. As Jammer checks this one. 8-9-5. We have 2 hearts on the board. 8 and 5 of hearts, 9 of spades. 80 to go from No Fold Frank. Jammer will play along. Quadzilla says no. Another heart comes on the turn. 80 from Jammer. Frank is out. Jammer will take that one down. Everybody's showing off their cards. Ika Kika with another straight. She misses. That is unheard of. No, actually, it's not, because we even wrote a song about that called "I Folded a Full House." So it happens. It sucks when you have shitty cards and then a shitty flop comes. It could have been the nuts right there. Ace-7 of spades, a 3 of hearts. Molly Mary in the option here to check or raise. Molly Mary goes 80. Ika Quadzilla both going with it. Forking ace hole, folding it out. Jammer is out. Here we go with the King of Hearts popping out on the turn. 240 from Molly. Ika going up over the top on that at 550. Quadzilla calling it. Everybody's sticking in with this one. They're all pretty confident. The 8 of spades comes on the river. Everybody checking it out. Ika Kika will take that one down with her pocket kings. Ika Kika becoming the very quiet and silent. What's the word? Just so quiet, and then all of a sudden, here she is. She's getting aggressive these last few games. Ika Kika, one of the newcomers to the Syndicate in the past couple of months here, hails out of St. Petersburg. Once again, does not kiss and tell about her age. Her fairly new to poker for the most part, but loves playing with the Syndicate. She's had a 143rd best season sit-and-go ranking with PokerNow.club. Does have a Syndicate overall ranking, though. She is 17th currently with the Syndicate, as it were, right now. So Ika Kika, rising star. She'll be clipping on Molly Mary's heels of fame here very shortly. I can see it coming. 8-7-6. Hearted up on this flop. Straight flush in the making here. Ika Kika saying 250 to go in this pot limit Omaha high hand. Ace of diamonds comes on the river. 500 will be the chips to go on that one with the queen of whatever the fuck those are. And Ika with another big slick, having the ace high nut flush on the flop. Ika Kika coming on strong. So a lot of action going on over here at table 2, but Lester, are you here? Because I can't talk anymore. Somebody else talk for a while. Lest we forget about table number 1. Sitting over here with Larry Alice, Millie, Casely, Biggie Large, Boss, and our leader, Daniel Biscuit, sporting his Where's Chase moniker avatar tonight. They are off into a no-limit hold'em hand still. They've still got what, about 4 hands to go, it looks like. Ace-10 king, rainbowed up with a diamond, club, and spade. 80 to go from Millie. Daniel says no thanks. Millie taking that one. Don't worry, we'll get to you. I heard you loud and clear over there, sir. We'll get to you shortly. And the other sir that also is yelling at me about player profiles as well. I will get to that in a second. 560 to go from Mr. Daniel Biscuit as we have a Jack 8-7, 8-7 of clubs. And Mr. Daniel will show his pair of jacks that he flopped out. So we'll have to figure out some timing issues that we've got going on these tables at the moment. Oh, no, we won't. Okay, we're good to go. The other table just has not moved on. So just to let everybody know, Chase is moving on yet again to another player or the same player. We don't know, but he has moved on to another spot as the blinds go up to 5,100. As we see a 5-5-7 come on table 1's flop of a no-limit hold'em hand. Just to give you a rundown of where Mr. Chase has been hiding so far, he's been with Dan, he's been with Biggie, he's been with Boss, and he's been with Molly just recently. But now he is currently hiding possibly somewhere else, or possibly with the same person again. We'll never know until he gets found. Lions 5,100, Biggie in the small, Casely in the big blind with 100. Millie folding out. Larry Alice will not play. Daniel will stick with it. Boss limping in. And Casely checking the option with a 3-5 jack, 2 diamonds. Coming on this flop. 400 from Casely to go for Mr. Biscuit. Mr. Biscuit will not play. Boss is out. Biggie Large will say no. Miss Casely will take 400 to go on that one. Speaking of biscuits, the resident biscuit maker and official referee of all Syndicate games, Poker Cat, who has a favorite chip-chasing game variant of his own. He comes out of the litter box at 9 years old. When interviewed, the best he could say was meow about his best season of sit-and-go ranking. We don't know why, but his best Syndicate overall that he pointed to was aced. So, there we go. Notable poker accolade for our resident referee, Poker Cat. He didn't beg for treats for one whole game, so that's what happened. The Poker Pets, also including Poker Pup, and Mr. Chips, or Professor Chips, pardon me. The official hierarchy of the Syndicate that doesn't have a hierarchy. So there you are. We're on to a pot limit Omaha high hand. One of 2 that will be played back to back here. Casely going 600 with a jack, 3 of clubs, and 2 sevens on the board. One is a heart and one is a spade. Larry Alice, the genie mermaid, having to think about this one. Daniel will double that one up to 1,200, so it'll be 600 more to go for Casely as we see the river come out with a 3 of diamonds. Casely goes for 6. Biscuit calling it only, and Biscuit will take that one down with a higher full house. Casely's story of late in Omaha is getting beat by bigger full houses. Has been an ongoing trend for her, more so than the jacks that she hits quite often. Pocket pair of jacks is always a killer for her, as well as the rest of the syndicate. Most of the games. So there we are. We're off over to table number 2. Check back in with these guys. And see what's happening over here. No fold Frank just folded, so obviously his name is a fucking lie. But we've been saying that since he joined the syndicate, so I don't know what the hell you'd expect. Jam Rock and Roll under the gun here, with the blinds being 5,100 on this no-limit hold'em hand. What do they got? Oh, this will be the last no-limit hold'em hand for this round, for this table. Ace, ace on the board. 1 club, 1 diamond, and then a 6 of diamonds to go along with that. Everybody checking around to see what the next card brings for free. It's a 9 of clubs. Jam Rock and Roll. Could be jamming out a little too hard tonight. And it's a 5 of hearts. 200 from Quadzilla, who has a beef with Chase. As that'll take it down. 4 King Ace will take that one down with 2 pair aces over. Quadzilla didn't quite make it. Quadzilla, one of the quieter players of the syndicate so far, but has made the syndicate overall ranking, sitting in 16th. Has won 1 of the series games so far. Best season sit-and-go ranking is 3rd. He does come out of the United States. He's 48 years old, loves Hold'em. And his notable poker accolade is he stayed online during an entire poker game. He has a lot in common with Poker Cat, to say the least. Poker Cat and Biggie Large, Quadzilla, 3 peas in a pod right there. They all have something in common. They did one thing for one game, once. Way to go, guys. Quadzilla, member of the Syndicate Poker Club since 2025. Oh, wait, so is everybody, because that's when it was founded, in February of this year. Ah, fuck it, who cares? 6, 9, 10 sitting on this flop of this Omaha, pot limit Omaha high hand. Ika Kika getting bullying again with 500 to go. 400 to call for Jammer. Oh, he's going to go over the top with an extra 400. Ika will call that quickly. 3 clubs comes on this turn. Jam Rock and Roll. Checking it over to Ika. Checking it back for a free card. 9 of hearts comes on this river. As Jammer is in the action. 2,400 to go, almost all in, and has it. Full house, 10s over 9s over Ika's another straight. But the full house takes yet another victim of a straight. And that's what happened there. Who are we missing here? I don't know who we're missing. But I know we're missing this. Jam Rock and Roll hails out of Australia, 68 years old. Really hates Chase with a passion because Chase is trying to date his daughter, Millie, who plays in the Syndicate as well. She's sitting over on table, whatever it is, table 1, table 17, whatever the fuck it is. 44th best season sit-and-go ranking over at PokerNow.club. He has managed to win 1 of the series games. And once got quad aces at the Flamingo live action poker game at the Flamingo. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. Flamingo. Flamenco. No, I don't dance. Fuck off. Anyway, Jam Rock and Roll. One of the earliest members of the Syndicate Poker Club right here. Playing live. Ika Kika taking down another one with the big slick suited of hearts of no less. Seems to be her I guess, lucky cards. So if she's got those, boy, look out over there. So there you go. The Syndicate Poker Club, playing live over at PokerNow.club. You can check out the Syndicate at you can check out the Syndicate at pokernow.club, but you can also check out the Syndicate at their official site, syndicatepokerclub.com. So over at table 1, we have lost Casely. Has been knocked out. We missed that one. We were over on table 2. So Casely has been knocked out of the tournament, but Chase was not hiding with her. So Chase is still hiding with somebody out there as we speak right now, as we head back into table 1. And Chase actually has moved on to another player at this point. So where he was just before, he is no longer. But I can tell you this much, he was with Biggie up until just now. And he still could be with Biggie, or he might be with somebody else. We will never know until somebody else gets knocked out. Casely taking a 12th place finish in the Syndicate's final chase. Game 6 of the Chase series. Table number 1, Leary Alice and Daniel Biscuit going on this one. Ace 10 will hold tight on that one, with the 10 being the kicker for Leary Alice to hold that one down. Blinds are up 75, 150. As everybody kind of limps in on this one of this Omaha, pot limit Omaha high hand. Everybody checking around with an 8, 9, 6 on the board. 6, 9 of clubs, 8 of diamonds, a jack of hearts comes on the turn. $1.50 from Millie. And Daniel will play along. Biggie large, not so much. 4 of spades on the river. Millie checks it over to Daniel. Millie will hold on to that one with 2 pair of jacks over 6s. Put a few more chips in her pocket as well. So there we are over at table 1. And we will take a quick peek at our leaderboard that got all goofed up as we were double checking some shit. Millie is actually our chip leader currently. Daniel Biscuit sitting in 2nd. Molly Mary in 3rd. Leary Alice sitting 4th. Jammer rounding out the top 5. Ika, No Fold Frank, Biggie, and 4 King Ace Hole Quadzilla rounding out the bottom 5 of the top 10. With Boss being the short stack currently, sitting just below the top 10 leaderboard that you can't see. I guess we could be nice and show that to everybody. There you go. There's Boss and Casely finishing out 12th in tonight's game. Game number 6 of the Chase series. That's where we're at with that. All right, back to the action here of this pot limit Omaha PLO 8, as it's called. High, low. 8 or lower can get you a low. 5 cards, 8 or lower can get you a low, as you're probably about to see, because we got a qualifier sitting out there, don't we? No, we don't. This hand will not qualify for a low. There's only 2 cards below an 8 on the board. Boss will take a flush on that one. And that'll put her back in the game a little bit. We're back to no limit hold'em. Blinds at 75, 150. Quadzilla all in over on table 2. And we got there just as everybody we go to table 2, and look what happens. They said, hell, here comes the broadcast. We're getting the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's go back to table 1. We're down to 1 table after losing Quadzilla in 11th place. So we are now down to our top 10 for game number 6 of the Chase, final Chase, Syndicate style. Boss going 11-25 with 2 queens on the board, 2 spades on the board as well. We have a 5-10 of spades. We have a queen of clubs. And then we've got a queen of hearts. Larry Alice having a little think about this one. She will call it. Daniel will get the hell out of the way of this one. The ladies will battle this one out. King of diamonds comes on the flop. And the pocket jacks hold for a change. As Boss will take that one down for a nice little pot, getting way back in the game for sure now with 2 pair. So there we are. 75, 150 to go. Biggie Larch said, no, we're going to bump that up a little bit more, and that will leave 4 king ace hole in with the hand. We got a 9 king ace deuce, king deuce of diamonds, ace of hearts. Biggie Large goes 450. 4 king ace hole says okie doke. Another diamond comes out on the river. Biggie Large. German Virgins flopping trip 9s. Take that one down. And everybody is now officially in all the hands here at table 1. The final table of the final chase. Syndicate, Where's Chase? Bounty Series. Every player that knocks somebody out gets a point on the leaderboard on top of their finishing scores. So you get bounty bonus points for knocking somebody out. But on top of that, if you knock somebody out who's hiding chase, you get an extra 3 points. But don't be caught hiding chase, because if you get knocked out while you're hiding chase, boom, 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 you lose the point from your finishing score. So that's how that all works here. Millie will take a few more chips off of that one. And in the meantime, we will take a break on the mic as we get ready to, well, we will finish out this hand actually, and then we will take a break from the mic as the blinds will be going back up again. They will be going up to 100, 200 after we are finished with this hand. And depending on whether anybody gets knocked out or not, or if Chase gets found, he will move again. Or may not move. He may stay right where he's at. We'll never know. 475. This is a big pot. We got 3,000 in the pot. Now, Millie going to $150 with a 6 queen deuce on the board. It's rainbowed. Everybody limping in along with that. Ika, Daniel, and Boss hanging tight with the minimum 150 chip bet. And another 4 comes on the river. And nobody will get knocked out, but Millie will take that one down with 2 pair of queens over 4s, which will gather her even more chips. And I do believe even more of the chip lead at this point. A pretty commanding chip lead at this point at over 13 grand in chips over Jam Rock and Roll, who's down in second, down with 8,700. So that's what we got there. Speaking of the blinds going up, that means Mr. Chase has moved off to yet another player. That little kleptomaniac, rainbow-haired motherfucker moved off to another player. 4 king ace hole, all in against Daniel Biscuit, who will take another bounty, knocking out 4 king ace hole. So 4 king ace hole will finish out 10th, but Chase was not hiding with 4 king ace hole. So that will not work for Mr. Daniel. Almost got somebody there. Daniel looking for Chase yet again, looking for his 4th out of the 6 total chases you can find. But he missed him. Missed him big because he was nowhere near forking Acehole. He was actually over with Leary Alice at the point. Well, before that, actually, he had just moved, and where he moved may or may not have been with Leary Alice still, but I can tell you this much, he wasn't with forking Acehole when you knocked him out. So tough shit, Daniel Biscuit. No more Chase bounties for you. You didn't get him, but you'll take the extra point for knocking out Mr. Forking Acehole. So there we are. We will be back on the mic here shortly as Chase hangs out with somebody else. And, yeah. And yet another song of frustration from the Poker Now Annals of History. It's all in all night. Be right back.
Sat down with a stack, feeling just right. Read the whole table like a book last night. But then a guy in Crocs and a cowboy hat called my raise with 7 deuce. Imagine that. Flop comes down, not a pair in sight. He rivered a straight, said, I just playing for the vibes, alright. Oh, all in, all night. These fuckers just can't play right. They call with trash, hit the light. I'm losing chips to fools in flight. Luck's on vacation, skills out of sight. Still I'm all in all night. Hands like this all night, one last try. Got kings in the hole, fell 10 feet high. Big blind calls with a face full of fries. Flops trips with a 9, I don't know why. He said 9's my lucky number, dude. I tipped my hat and ordered comfort food. I studied GTO solvers and charts. They study cartoons and follow their hearts. One guy said oops as he showed his hand. Flopped a full house with a beer in his pants. I cried inside but I kept my cool while the guy next to me played chess with a pool noodle. All in, all night. We're donkeys dancing, sharks lose fights. They hit their gut shots just for spite. I'm down to crumbs but still polite. If I go broke, at least I wrote this song. All in, all night.
Well, we are back with table 1, our final table. For the Syndicate's Where's Chase? The final chase. The last game of the series. Everybody battling it out. Nobody has found Chase yet. He is still sitting with one of the players at the table on this mixed format game. They are currently in the hand of No Limit Hold'em. And they will be for another 7 hands. Current chip leader, Millie, with Ika sitting right behind, not too far. Actually, Molly Mary is sitting closer to Millie than Ika is. 3 ladies are going to probably end up going at it, possibly. Who knows? If I were Chase, I know who I'd be sitting and hiding with. Biggie Large taking that one down with 2,400 pot. As we go into another hand, No Limit Hold'em. Blinds are at 100, 200. Jam rock and roll on the button. Daniel calling everybody out with a river rat. He loves doing that with his little avatars. 100, 200 on the blinds, Daniel and Boss, respectively. Everybody else limping in with No Fold Frank and Jam rock and roll. We'll take a peek at this one. 3, 8, king, 2 spades. And a 9 of clubs. Daniel going 400 over to Boss. Says, hell no. And No Fold Frank. Living up to his name, he will raise it up for an extra 4. Queen of Diamonds checked by Daniel. No Fold Frank. 2250. Enough to get Daniel out of there. No Fold Frank. There's also No Show Frank, because he's not going to show us what he had. Larry Alice, our current short stack in the game right now. Hails from Europe, actually up in Switzerland, I believe it is. Best season sit and go ranking over at PokerNow.club, 13th. She's won 3 series games in first place, but she was the Syndicate Summer Series champion. That's that little icon you see there with the blue. Crowned one of the first series winners at a final table with the Syndicate. Currently sits 9th overall with the Syndicate. And currently sits in this game as the short stack. Larry Alice, one of the original Syndicate players as well, has been around since the beginning. The official coffee getter of Freakchild, or denial of coffee to Freakchild, apparently. So there you go. Jack 8 of diamonds, a 10 of clubs, and now another diamond. It's a 9. With a Boss and Biggie Large and Daniel Biscuit going on in this one. 100 from Boss. Over to Biggie Large, our clock watcher. And that will leave Daniel Biscuit coming in with it. Boss under the gun in the action, 700 to go in this position. Daniel will call it. Boss having that king high diamond flush. Daniel having the pocket queens, nailing the straight, but just not quite good enough with all those diamonds out there. And Chase has just taken over yet again, like the little bastard he is, right before the Syndicate goes to break. The blinds have changed down to 510 as Chase moves again. Still safe, still hiding amongst one of the players still playing in the game. Blinds are at 510. Molly Mary will raise that up to 40. Daniel headed out. Biggie will call it. Millie, 35 to go. And Leary Alice will say goodnight to that one. Millie has the action. $50 from Biggie Large on this one with $130 in the pot. Millie will call that one with a jack of clubs, 7 of diamonds. Now another 3, so now we got a pair of 3s and a pair of clubs and a pair of diamonds. And a 7 comes up. Wow. What a crazy-ass board we got going on here. 7 of hearts comes out. So now we got 2 pair on the board, 7s over 3s on the board. With a jack of clubs sitting in between all that garbage. And Biggie Large had the jack, but there was a 7 from Millie. And we are on a break officially with the Syndicate's chase, final chase. So we will be back momentarily as everybody takes a piss break or grabs some food or a smoke or smoking a pancake or whatever the fuck you people do. I don't know. Anyway, it's the Syndicate live right here on YouTube. Playing live on PokerNow.club, a free-to-play poker client. Chase, Game 6, the final chase.
I don't need no chips, I just need your flair. Freak child's coffee, now it's my kind of affair. Acer lit a smoke, blinked once then sighed. That priceless lighter, baby, it's been chase-ified. You're here for the blinds, I'm here for the buzz. Like a glittered up raccoon with a god complex. Just because. Catch me if you can, Syndicate elite. Your roster's full of killers, but I'm light on my feet. I don't play a hand, but your table's been pranked. I'm the klepto kingpin, and you are my bank. Millie poured her wine, turned once it's gone. She suspects the dealer, but that read is so wrong. You built a fortress of cold calculation, but I'm the true ghost who runs this operation. I'm the sparkle in the dark, the thief in shiny slacks. I am the one who's out to steal more than just your stare. Catch me if you can, freak child's crew. Your poker face is fierce, but my fingers are too. I don't need the glory, I just need your stash and a place in your nightmares where I make a dash. Oh, the Syndicate plots, the Syndicate plans, but you never saw me swipe your bands. That's not luck, that's not fate, that's me in your backpack stealing your van. Ace's lighter.
Well, we are back now.
Biggie's watch.
Every time I come back, the mic goes hot. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what to do.
Cat's treats delicious. Freak child's coffee.
It is the chase Game 6, final chase of the Where's Chase Bounty series with the Syndicate Poker Club. They've been playing this game for 6 weeks. And our current leaderboard, as it sits going into this game, was Daniel Biscuit was leading in first place. He had 16 bounties going into this game. Also, 3 times he's caught Chase, not 2. But had a commanding lead in the point board at 67 points. Neon 10 did not make the game tonight, so that may change where he will finish. Forking Ace hole in third, Molly Mary in fourth. As you can see, the bounties are what really make the game here for some of the players, not just in their finishes, but it also has to do with how many bounties they get. Their average points, that's how many points average they get per game. That's why they call it a points per game average. So just slap me with a silly stick. It don't matter. Anyway, we are back into the action. We get started back up with some No Limit Hold'em here at table one, final table, with 9 players left. And Chase has moved off yet again, dancing his way, that little raccoon motherfucker, as he goes to sit with possibly another player, or maybe he stayed put, because that was a short little blinds here round with the 5-10. As we move on to a new blinds, back up to 200, 400 in the 9th round of the Chase Series. Leary Alice on the dealer button. She is the short stack currently at 580. Ika Kika on the small blind. No Fold Frank at the big blind of 400. Molly's out. Jammer will limp in and play along. Daniel Biscuit will 3-bet that one up to 12. And everybody will get out except for Jammer. Jammer will stick with it. Queen, Jack, 4, all hearted out. All hearted out. Here comes my Canadian now. Hearted out. And we're hearting out again with a 9 of hearts. And 1,200 from Daniel will be enough to get Jammer out of that one. As we move on to some Pot Limit Omaha. Daniel will raise that up for an extra 4, so it's 8 to go to Millie. It'll be an all-in for Leary Alice if she plays. She will not. She will fold. Ika's out. No Fold Frank is out. Molly Mary will play along. 2, 3, 7 on the board. Rainbowed. 13 from Daniel. Boss will go. Molly will go. King of Clubs comes on the turn. Daniel is out. 1,100 from Boss. Everybody's sticking with it. 6 of Hearts comes on the river to finish it out. Free check around. Boss goes for the minimum 400 chip bet. Looking for donations? Yes, she was, and she got them with 2 pair. Kings over 7s on that one. So there we go. We're off to another hand of Pot Limit Omaha. Every player gets 4 cards face down dealt to them. A round of betting goes around. As you can see, that's going to build up the pot as everybody's calling in here. Leary Alice will go all in on this one. It was 400 to her, so it's an extra $1.80 for her to go all in, as she will take a chance at what we call punting. See what she can catch here pre-flop. And everybody donating to the cause. So this could be a nice little bump up if Leary Alice's hand will hang in there. We will find out. 10-10 king, 2 clubs on the board, a king and a 10 of clubs. 10 of spades to go along with that. Everybody checking it around. 6 of diamonds comes on the turn. Check, check. As everybody starts getting John Malkovich on me here. There it is, Teddy KG beat around. As the 3 of Hearts comes on the river. $400 from Boss. Jammer will look at it. Boss will hold on to that one with a full house. 3s over 10s. Leary Alice did have ace-10. So that will give Boss an extra point there with the knockout. But Chase is still hiding. He was not with Leary Alice. So he will prance his way right back to his seat where he was. He ain't moving yet. But he's safe. At least so far he is. Chase is pretty much sat with almost every single player at this table at this point. He sat with Dan, Biggie, Boss, Molly, Biggie, Lear. He went back to Molly at one point. He's been with Boss. Jam, rock, and roll here all in on this hand. 10, deuce, 7. Two spades on the board. Everybody checking around on jammers all in. Another spade comes. It's a king. It is checked around. Ika will pop in an extra 4 on this one. Everybody else wants a chance at this for some knockout points more than likely. Ika saying she's got it at 400 with a minimum bet. No fold Frank. And Ika Kika will take it with the ace-high flush. But Chase was sitting with Jammer and has just dumped his extra chips over to Ika Kika, who gets the bounty. So Chase, not very good at hiding, but Daniel will not get it this time around. Ika Kika will take the bounty. As well as the knockout point on that hand. So there we are. Chase is done. He is out. He is out of here officially as we just continue on to play a mixed format game. There are still bounties out there. Everybody will still get their points for bountying, but we got to let everybody know that there we go. We had to let everybody know because our counterpart was slacking off in his duties there. So there we go. Ace, King, 5. 2 diamonds sitting on this board. $200, $400 on the blinds. Biggie large, 200 limp in on this one. Jack 8 queen, Jack queen of spades, 8 of clubs. 400 from Millie will be enough to give her some extra chips here. And so with all of that knockout action that's going on, just to let everybody know where our chip stacks are sitting, Ika Kika sitting in first. Boss has made her way back up and is currently sitting in second. Millie in third. Those 3 ladies are ruling the table right now. Absolute. With No Fold Frank sitting fourth, Molly Mary fifth, Biggie Large sixth, and Daniel, who is the series leader, actually, is the short stack now, sitting in 7th. Jam Rock and Roll going out in 8th, Leary Alice in 9th, Forking Ace Hole in 10th, and Quadzilla and Casely going out in 11th and 12th. And poor Chase, look at him, he was so sad. He had to give away his chips and his points. So much for his cockiness. Poor little bastard. Or is he really? Nobody cares. It's the Chase Bounty Series with the Syndicate Poker Club. Playing live at pokernow.club, a free-to-play poker client and poker site. Sit-and-go games, poker clubs, lounge ring games. Build your own. You can all play it all for free over at pokernow.club. Meanwhile, you can also check out the Syndicate at or you cannot check it out because that wanted to go away. It wanted to hide too. SyndicatePokerClub.com. Player profiles, player stats, as well as game stats, ongoing tournament series, and the like. You can check that all out at SyndicatePokerClub.com. 5-7 jack of clubs and a 5 of hearts sitting on this board right now with Molly Mary betting 400. Boss would have had to flush. Molly Mary's not showing what she had, but she bet everybody out of that one. Lines are up at 300, 600. Molly Mary on the button. Daniel in the small blind at 300. That'll whittle him pretty close to going all in. We'll see what happens here. Oh, he's just going to call it in, leaving him with 250 in his stack. 8 deuce 5. Boss and Biggie Large still staying in there along with Ika. Checked around over to Ika, who checks it, and we get a free card on the turn. It's a 2 of spades. Pair of 2s sitting on the board. 600 from Biggie to go. Ika running alongside Biggie Large with that. Daniel Biscuit will have to go all in here, and he does. So he could almost, well, a little bit more than triple up here. And he will chop that one up, kind of, sort of, with Biggie Large, but he will take a good chunk of that one. Taking the main pot on that one. Biggie Large taking the side pot of what was left over between him and Ika. So Daniel back in the game and surviving. We can't run the chop pot because that was not technically a chop pot. I know you guys like it, but there's no chop suey for you. No soy sauce. Get out of here. German Virgins on the board with a queen. That's 2 9s. 9, 9. Get it? Ha ha. Fuck off. And another 9 comes on the turn to trip up the board with a queen. 1,200 from Millie over to Frank, who says, I will fold, even though I say I'm no fold, Frank. And there's a quads from Miss Millie with the 9. Quads quite often can be caught in Omaha, as did happen there. Now we're on to pot limit Omaha 8, which is PLO 8, also known as pot limit Omaha high-low. We could see a split pot. You might get your soy sauce this time around. Well, there you go. There's 2 cards to qualify. Anything under an 8 can qualify on the board. You have to have 3 cards on the board. 8 and under for the board to even be able to qualify for a low out there. 900 to go from Ika. No fold Frank will go all in. Daniel will call that, take a good chunk of his stack into that. That'll put Biggie Large all in at 900. So we will have some side pot action going on here. 2 of clubs comes out on the turn. It's just between Daniel and Ika at this point. Daniel with 930 left and a 9,300 chip pot altogether that they are both eligible for. 3 of spades comes. No fold Frank will take the entire thing with the straight and also takes the low along with that. So no split pot there. No chop suey for you. But no fold Frank coming roaring right back into this game with that one. Lines are 300, 600. Daniel all in at 930. 9 queen suited of diamonds against a queen king. This could be a flip. Well, could be a quick one out. And there she blows with the flush, king high. And Molly Mary will take Daniel Biscuit out on that one. So Molly Mary taking some bounty points away from our good old series leader, Daniel Biscuit. And putting her, well, keeping her right back in the thick of it still. Sure, it wasn't too far down. $600 from Millie. And we were looking up player profiles real quick, so we missed what happened there. Probably didn't matter anyway. Molly Mary, who's sitting at the table right now, her favorite game variant actually is Pineapple. She hails out of California. She's 33 years old. As we said, she'll be playing in a live stream, live action game here on the 17th, representing Poker Now and hopefully representing the Syndicate if she's nice enough. Best season sit and go ranking 28th over at the Poker Now sit and go rankings at pokernow.club. She's won 2 series games so far. Her notable poker accolade, of course, as we said, won the Sethi 20K free roll flight, which got her into a satellite seat to the game she'll be playing next week. And Syndicate overall, she's sitting 11th. Pineapple, a very strange and different variation of poker. We don't play that with the Poker Now clan. They don't allow that. They said no more of this wacky game shit. So we make up our own, like this shit. Where's Chase? Fuck up the blinds all day long. There we go. Ika Kika will take some more chips with little to no effort on that one. 300, 600 on the blinds. Millie on the button. And Ika Kika with the limp in of 300. No fold. Frank checks his option. 449. An upside down 6. Another heart comes. It's a 10. 600 for Mika. Frankie will go with that one. And now we have 2 pair on the board again. 10s and 4s. And Ika betting Frank out of that one, not showing what she had. 10s, the bane of Ika Kika's existence with the Syndicate, actually. They do not do her well. Molly earning herself a few more extra chips there on that one with no effort. Frank on the button, Molly on the small blind. Frank will limp in. Molly will raise that one up big time. She'll go 32 on this one pre-flop. Over to Boss. Sitting with a decent chip stack. She will play that one. Frank says no. 4 spades, jack, and 9 of hearts on the flop. Ladies, check it out. With a queen of diamonds. And now a 5 of spades for free. And Molly Mary's aces that she was holding along with everything else will hold. And she will take that little 7,200 chip pot down. And she will start building her chip stack up a little bit more. As the Chase series continues on, Boss hanging in there, kind of hitting the swings back and forth. Whoops, we didn't want to bring that up yet. Millie, well, there was a jack down there with Boss, and that's what she had, as we are back into no limit hold'em. Boss, one of the original members also of the Syndicate Poker Club, hails from Earth, the third rock from the sun, does not divulge age, as many of the ladies choose not to do on Poker Now's, the Syndicate's player profile fill-outable thingamabobble. 57th overall sit and go ranking with Poker Now at pokernow.club. She's won 3 series games overall throughout all of the different Poker Now, or the Syndicate series poker games. Her notable poker accolade, she's getting bossy with it when it counts. And she sits 6th overall with the Syndicate as it is right now. So that's where her standings are. in all of this. $400, $800, the blinds have gone up. Ika Kika on the button, she will fold out. Frank will limp in. Molly on the option checks it over with a 4, 6 of clubs and an ace of hearts. And Molly Mary will make quick work of that one and get that one out of there. Doubled up from Mr. No Fold Frank. Boss will go ahead and play along with that one and call on the extra chips. Pair of fives on the board now. And a king of spades surrounded out. Checked around. Boss says 800. Frank says okay. And Frank has the king on the river. Boss, not much. Silence is killing everybody. Sorry. $1,600 from Boss will be enough to get Millie and Ika out of there. Molly Mary brings it up to 16. Frank will play along. And Molly says she will bet it. And Frank says, I will be shameful to my namesake. $800 to go to Ika. Frank, 400 more to go. Molly Mary has just dropped for a second. And she's back. Hearts on the board on the flop. 7, 10, 6. Frank checks it over to Molly. Molly having dog problems. $800 to go from Frank. Frank having a straight flush. What a shame. He couldn't get any action out of that one. And yes, this is a karaoke version of Catch Me If You Can, by the way. I totally misread what Boss wrote. I totally misread that. Oh. Bear Jacks on the board. 800. And Boss will get out of there. 4 of spades comes on the river. 800 to go from Millie. Molly will get out of the way. It's Millie, Molly Mary, Ika, Boss, and No Fold Frank. Millie running away with a big chip stack at the moment. Kind of doubled up over Ika and Molly. No Fold Frank and Boss hanging in kind of by the skin of their teeth as the blinds continue to raise here soon. Only up at 400, 800 at the moment, but they will go up to 500, 1,000 here, and that will start making the game go real fast, real quick. 4 king and no ace. Sorry, It's just a 4-king-7 rainbowed, and now a jack of hearts comes on the turn, and an ace of hearts on the river. 800 to go from Millie. Ika is out. Frank will get out of there. Millie will add to her chip stack with a pair of aces on the river. So there we are. Ika Kika taking the bounty point for knocking out Jam Rock and Roll, but also getting the 3 chase points that will come along with Chase hiding with Jammer when she knocked him out. Plus, she'll get her game finishing points. So she'll rack up some good points here on this game, as well as Jammer lost a point because he had Chase with him when he got knocked out. Molly Mary's pocket ace is holding out. And Daniel Biscuit not winning the game and not knocking a whole bunch of people out and not racking up a whole bunch of points this game. Everybody breathing easy on that one. And Neon, the other chaser, who's successfully caught Chase twice, was a no-show for tonight's game. Blinds are officially up to 501,000. Molly on the button. She'll get out of the way. Boss, 500 to go. Millie will check the option. 3-6 queen. And No Fold Frank says, we are not doing any John Malkoviching here. 1,000 to go. No more free cards. And the ladies fold that one out. Five, king, heart, and an ace of spades. Millie will take that one down quickly. Molly Mary pumping it up to 2,000. That'll put Boss volunteers to go all in for an extra $1.60. Ika will donate to the possible cause here. Frank going up another extra 1,000. Molly Mary will hang out with that. Ika for an extra 1,000. Will not play. 6 Jack King, 6 and King of Spades, a Jack of Clubs, 55 all in, no fold. Frank over to Molly Mary, who does not like that bet. Ika saying she's made a mistake. Molly Mary did call it, and yet she would dang it all to hell. Oh, but she still got some options here. But they did not come. Wow. And Boss hits the 2 pair on the river and puts her butt right back in the game big time. Who would have seen that one coming? There you go. Calling out Sean Kemp as his favorite hand. Queen, 9, 2 darts out there on that board. And it is a queen and a 9, in case you're just listening, because if it was 2 queens of hearts, then we would have a very serious fucking problem again. The other queen is a spade. It's 1,500 from Boss. No fold Frank. call that one. Coming up after the chase game tonight, actually a couple out, depending on how much longer this goes, but probably about 2 hours after this game wraps up at 4 o'clock Eastern a.m., 4 a.m. Eastern time, the Crucible, game number 4, will take shape right over on PokerNow.club. Little doubleheader action tonight. Molly Mary going 1,000 over to Boss with a king of clubs hitting the river. Boss going big, 57, putting Molly Mary all in. Molly Mary had the full house, but Boss ends up rivering the bigger full house, kings over. So Boss has made a miraculous comeback after her all in. Now has gotten right back in the thick of it, clipping on Millie's heels with that one. Molly Mary going out in 5th on that one. So that will give Boss another, I believe that's her second knockout, so that'll give her another knockout point right there. As we see a 7 of clubs come on the turn, no fold Frank, and Boss heads up on this one. They will check it down for a free card, a 9 on the river. We have bookended with 9s. And 2 pair of 9s over 8s with no fold Franks, pocket 8s, holding that one tight. Off to a dead button, 500 to Boss, 1,000 to Millie, and now 1,000 gets limped in with Ika and Frank. Boss will take a bow. Millie checks the option. 6, 8 of diamonds, king of hearts. And Frank will not let us see a free card. It's over to Millie for $22.50. Ika's chip stack is getting dwindled down, and even more so now. We got $8,000 in the pot with an ace of clubs, excuse me, on the turn. Ika going all in right here with 2 pair aces over. And that's all right. It'll survive. And there you go. We got some soy sauce action going on that one with a high-low. So there's your chop pot, chop suey. On that one, Ika Kika staying alive on that one. The game is far from over at this point. Ace, 5, deuce as we go back into no limit hold'em. That's a rainbow, but a jack of hearts comes on the turn. And now a jack of clubs comes on the river. As it gets checked down, Kika will take the $2,000 and add that back into her chip stack as she starts to build back. Everybody giving Frank some free chips with his whole whopping 5-3. Lines will be going up probably after this hand right now, depending on how we go. Frank says we're going up an extra 1,000. Boss denies the extra 15, and no, we will see one more hand at 500, 1,000. Everybody's in on this one. Almost a family pot. Frank being the party pooper on this one. 7 deuce, ace. Ace deuce of diamonds. 7 of clubs. It was 1,000 to go. Now it's 1,000 more. Ika checks it over to Boss. Boss says no free river. Ika will pay for it. It's a 5 of diamonds. Ika goes all in. Ika with 2 pair. She gets the aces over 5s. Ika's chip stack going up again. We have a queen 9-6. Rainbowed up 1200 from Ika. Frank says no. And I'm sure it's killing her, so we'll just get it over with. 600 to go for boss. She will bow out Millie on the option. Queen 10-8. Queen and 8 of clubs. A 10 of hearts. 1200 to go for Millie. 25, says Ika. Frank says, no thank you, ladies. Another club comes on the turn. It's a 3. Millie, 12. Ika, getting froggy with it. And Ika will fold that one out, giving Millie that one. Straight from Ika. Probably a good fold. There was a flush out there with that one, so probably a good fold. We'll never know because Millie did not show her cards. Speaking of Millie, she comes out of Australia. As we said, she is Jam Rock and Roll's daughter. 27 years old. Loves herself some Hold'em as well. She has won 1 series game. She's 30th overall in the best season sit-and-go ranking over at PokerNow.club. She's had lots of royal flushes. That is her notable poker accolade. And if I didn't say it already, she's 15th overall with the Syndicate. And also is dating Chase. Or so rumor has it. So there we are. Deuce 10, 7, 9. Nasty all over the place board sitting there. Ika will take those chips away and put them in her pocket for now. Millie calls the 1200, limps in. Ika 600 to go for a limp in. She will not. Frank will check. 8, 9, 8. Obviously rainbowed up here. Nothing matched. Suit-wise. King of diamonds, 1200 from Frank. Millie says no. Millie just with a little pair there. And everybody checking out for a free card for 7 of spades. You get what you pay for. Well, that one was free. That was an ace of hearts. 1200 will be the bet from Millie. Boss. Doesn't appear to be buying that bet, but doesn't know what to do here yet. And the ace-jack will hold for Miss Millie right there. Boss limps in for the extra 6. Millie checks the option. Jack, deuce, 5. Rainbowed again as we have a club, a spade, and a diamond. Another 5 comes, so now we got a 5 of clubs, a jack of clubs, 5 of diamonds, 2 of spades. Everybody checking it out for a free 8 of spades that comes on the river. As the ladies check it around, Millie will take some more chips with 2 pair of 5s over deuces. Eight, ace 5 of spades, and 8 of hearts. Frank goes 12. Millie will stay in the hand, checks it over to Frank, who bumps it to 12 with the 7 of diamonds coming on the turn. Everybody's still in. 6 of spades to round out that river. Millie going 12. No fold. Frank, 2 pairs, aces over. As chips are just getting shoved back and forth between the players right now. Chase has already been found. Chase was found by Ika Kika. So that is no longer part of the gameplay. Now everybody's just playing for position points for finishing the tournament and finishing the game. And for an extra point here or there for a knockout. Three points left on the table for knockout points. No Fold Frank will take that one. Boss sitting as the short stack. We'll check the option. 10, 9, ace. 9 and an ace of diamonds. Now a 3 of diamonds along with a 10 of clubs. 8 of spades for another free card. 2,400 from Frank. Boss says no. That would have been about almost half of her chip stack there. Boss now on the small blind. Millie on the big blind at 1,200. And we will be going up in blinds on this next hand to 700, 1,400. King 9 ace, king of diamonds, 9 of hearts, ace of spades, 18 from Boss. Will be enough to get everybody out as the blinds now go up. $700, 1,400. Ika Kika on the option. We'll check that. 7, 8, jack, 2 spades, 7, jack of spades. 8 of hearts, 95, 40, all in Ika. Over to Millie. Frank got the hell out of there right away. And Millie thought about it for just a minute. Said no thanks. Ika not divulging her secrets. So there we are. The Syndicate Poker Club playing over at pokernow.club. A free-to-play poker client. You can check out the Syndicate over at syndicatepokerclub.com. Player stats, player profiles, game tournament pages, stats, scores, all that good stuff. Backstory of the Syndicate, including a little bit of information about where Chase came from and how you can join the Syndicate. All for free. If we can dream up this kind of a tournament, what else can we dream up? If you're not a member of the Syndicate, I'm telling you, you're missing a lot of backstory that goes along with the lore of the Syndicate that is shared in the Discord channels. Being a member of the Syndicate, you get to be a part of a story that goes, it's ongoing. Syndicate's not just a poker club, it's a way of life. They play for free, but they play for real. Extra 14 from Millie. She will take the extra point, knocking out Boss with her 3-of-a-kind jacks. And Boss will take off in 4th place. And Millie will get the knockout point right there. And put her with a commanding lead once again on this game. King Deuce 5 of spades. Ika Kika and No Fold Frank battling it out alongside her. 42 to go from Ika over to Frank. He'll call it with all those spades out there. Millie says no. 5 comes on the turn in the form of a diamond. Ika's all in. We've got 2 flushes sitting out there. One's got a queen, one's got an ace. And I can't quite read what's going on with the low. Ika Kika had the high and the low. No soy sauce for you, Mr. Frank. Ika Kika will take all of that for herself, because that's just the way she rolls. No Fold Frank's flush not quite strong enough. Ika Kika dominating earlier today and in this final Chase Series game. 700, 1400. Frank will get a few more chips to survive for another hand. He'll go all in here, 3,400 to go over to Millie for an extra $2,000. She'll say no. $2,000 to Ika. She will go with her pocket sevens versus Jack King. Still a flip right now. And still holding on. A Jack or a King can do Ika's hand in, but it did not. And Ika will take yet another bounty point on top of everything by knocking out No Fold Frank. And now we have a heads up against Millie and Ika for the final game title. Ika coming on strong on tonight's game. Getting the knockouts, getting the Chase knockout. Wow. And now going heads up against Millie here with the blinds at 700, 1,400. With a crazy-ass looking shit board there. And here we go. 1,400 to go. Millie on the option. Dealer button is always on the small blind. Millie raises it to 28. Ika says no. Face-off series still almost over, actually. The heads-up tournament that the Syndicate Poker Club has been having. Been dragging on for 3 months now, I believe. 1,400 for both players. Here they go. Millie and Ika. Ika says she's going to throw some chips down. And they are going to battle it out. We need a little something to go with this exciting end to the Chase Series. 21 for Mika with an ace-6 of clubs and a 4 of diamonds on the board. $14 from both ladies. Millie says more, 42. Ika says no. Or King Queen. That is the most fitting music, other than Cards of War, but that's a little dark and deep for something as heads up like this. Ika, Kika, and Millie battling it out heads up here for the win of the Chase Series. Final chase. 6 weeks. This game, however, does not crown the overall champion. It just will crown the winner of this game. The point board will actually crown the winner of this series. But a lot of points to be had, and definitely some places to go for both players, depending on where their point system, or where their points end up in the point system, compared to where they were and where everybody finished. Daniel Biscuit was leading the pack with everybody, but he went out a little early. So even though he added some points to his totals tonight, it couldn't take just one game of finding chase and getting some knockouts and having a high finish with a lot of players to have your butt right up there in the thick of it. As we take a look at the leaderboard overall of the entire series, Daniel Biscuit was sitting with 67. Ika, well, she was all the way down there with only 19 points, so chances of her getting all the way up to Daniel is pretty much impossible, because there's only about 20-some points available overall, but she won't quite make it. Millie, on the other hand, 32, no, she still won't make it either, so neither player will be able to make it to the top of the leaderboard, but where everybody else finished could change whether Daniel Biscuit actually wins the whole thing or not, as the points get tallied. But we have to wait until the end of the game, until all of that can be done, because there's still an extra point that'll go either to Millie or Ika for whoever wins this, as they will also get the knockout point as well. So 800, 1600 are the blinds. They will go up again in about 7 minutes, a little less than 7 minutes. So it's still got a while until they go up again to 900, 1800. As the blinds get steeper, the chip stacks can dwindle very quickly, and it won't take long before somebody has to go all in. And right now, Millie being the short stack to Ika. Ika with a commanding lead, almost, what is that, 3 to 1 over Millie right now. 4 Jack, 7-3. There's 2 diamonds, 2 spades out there. And now another Jack comes out. It's only a club, though. And 2 pair of Jacks over 4s will take that for Millie to get some extra chips on her end. Ika will not play along, being in the small blind on this one. Over to Millie. Eight King Deuce. Rainbowed. 16 to go. Both ladies will play that one. Millie calling away while in this whatever. I'm out of English words for the rest of the night. And that will be, once again, you get some soy sauce on that one, folks. It's a chop pot. 10, 10, 7, and another 7. 2 pair on the board. 10s over 7s. Check by Millie, check by Ika, and a 6 of clubs comes. $16 from Ika. Does she have the boat? Does she have the higher 2 pair? Does she have just the higher kicker? We'll never know. $1,600 is the blind. Queen 6-8, all hearts. Millie with the bet. Ika will not play. Millie getting aggressive with her betting here. Ika not giving in on this one, though. 2-4 of spades and 9 of clubs. 4 diamonds comes on the turn. And a free river card. It's a 10 of clubs. And Millie will take some more chips and add those to her stack, getting her closer to that 20 grand mark. Couple of 6s on the flop with a jack of whatever those are, those red things. Because we do 2-color here. Could do 4-color decks, but we're not doing that just because we don't. 4-7 deuce. Ace of hearts. And there's a 6 of spades. 16 from Ika. Millie says no. As the action slows down. Queen, 4, ace, and a 6. We got 3 spades. Now 2 clubs, a 6 and a 9 of clubs, and Queen 4, ace of spades. 16, 16. Millie getting some more chips on this one. Millie having the 2 pair over Ika's pair of 9s. Nine, 8 deuce. Four spades on the river. Millie will take some more chips. She's building her chip stack back up very quickly here. Well, Ika nailing out quad 3s on that one. What a huge hand there. Oh, Millie's ready for some wine, she says. Oh, I guess the ladies need wine. Well, maybe after the game they will go out for a glass of wine. As Millie takes a big hit with that quad 3s. Blinds are up 900, 1,800. Just the blinds alone will start knocking Millie around quite a bit. 5-8 jack. Millie getting a few more chips there to hang tight for a minute. Pair of threes sitting on the board. This could be dangerous the way Ika's been going. 1800. And a 7 of spades comes out on the river. Checked out Millie. Her ace will play with the pair of threes on the board. Millie making a valiant effort. Of building back a chip stack here. Catching some good cards. $900 to Millie, sitting in the small blind. She will limp in for the extra. Ika will check the option. 9, Jack, Ace, 18 from Millie. Ika says no. Millie with a pair of aces. Five, deuce, 7. It is rainbowed. 3 of clubs. Queen of spades. All for free. Ika going 27. Millie says no bueno. But just a high card is all she had. Deuce, queen, 4. Three of spades. And a 10 of clubs. 26 from Ika. Millie goes all in, but catches the win. And splits pot, actually, on that one. Jack, 310. 18 from Millie. Ika will call it. Jack of diamonds. A pair of jacks on the board. Ika says no. The Syndicate's whatever the hell it's called. It's coming up here in about hour and 45 minutes from now. The Crucible. Another pure no-limit hold'em series game. 8 weeks, 8 games of qualifiers, and then top 8 players, or top whatever players. We'll end up playing in a final table for the coveted title of that series win, which all leads to the Player of the Year award that we are getting inching closer and closer to as the year is winding to a close. We're already in October, folks. Can you believe it? Seems like just yesterday it was February and we were just first building the Syndicate Club. 2-3 Jack, rainbowed up. Millie checks it over. 8 of clubs. Another free card on the river. Book ended with 2s. Millie survives again. And this game is getting close to coming to a chase blind again in about 2.5 minutes. Even though he's out of the game, his blinds are still sitting in there, which means we've gone 2 hours into the chase series game here. Syndicate games are built to last, built to grind. Ika will take that one down. 12-player game that lasts longer than any Poker Now free roll with over hundreds of players because, well, their blind system is just Their games are all about luck, really. Millie, Ika, battling out. Where's Chase? Game number 6, the final chase. Ika finding the glittered up raccoon kleptomaniac. Egotistical little shit who steals everybody's crap. Ika pushing Millie all in. Straight versus 2 pair. This could be it right here. And that will do it right there. Ika Kika will take her first game title over Millie, who finishes in second. No Fold Frank will take third. Ika Kika taking on some massive points with this win because she found Chase, knocked out a few players, so she will get some extra added points on top of the game points that she will earn for being in first place. Millie grabbing some extra points along the way, along with No Fold Frank, who folded quite a bit too. So that's your top 3, as it were, and the way that the entire game rounded out: Ika Kika first, Millie second, No Fold Frank third, Boss fourth, Molly Mary fifth, Daniel Biscuit, the leader, finished out in 6th. I think he had 1 knockout even, was about it. Biggie Large finishing out 7th, Jam Rock and Roll in 8th, Leary Alice 9th, 4 King A Soul finished out in 10th, Quadzilla 11th, Casely finishing out this game, final chase game in 12th. That's how it rounds out. This has been the Where's Chase Syndicate Bounty Series. Make sure to check out the Syndicate over at syndicatepokerclub.com for more games, more streams, more player profiles. There's more than just what you watched tonight. Come join us. Come play with us over at pokernow.club. Free poker for everyone. Free to play, no money required at all. Completely free. We will catch you guys on another stream here on the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe or click the bell or whatever the fuck you do. And we will catch you guys on the next stream of the Syndicate Poker Club right here on YouTube.